Raise your voices high, sing of your Caribbean pride. Sing it loud and strong, feel the hearts beat as one.
Leaders of the Caribbean community CARICOM gathered in Montego Bay on July 4 to 6 to discuss critical matters that impact the economic and social advancement of countries in the region. The occasion was the 39th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community. Venue was the Montego Bay Convention Center. It was chaired by Prime Minister Andrew Holness and attended by heads of all 15 member countries and 4 of the 5 associate member states. Over 200 delegates also participated in the conference. Mr. Holness assumed 6-month chairmanship of the grouping on July 1.
As chairman, I accept with honor and humility the responsibilities.
I have no doubt that under his guidance, the interests of our region will be further advanced.
The opening ceremony of the conference set the tone for a progressive agenda, dealing with the free movement of people and labor, trade and investment, disaster resilience, regional security, and the implementation of the CARICOM Single Market and Economy (CSME). Chairman Holness was supported by other leaders as he urged a united approach to the issues at hand.
We will call upon all member states to summon the necessary political will and determination to ensure that all programs and initiatives are strategically focused and geared towards meeting an ambitious process of reform.
We are here to recommit. No country can relocate from its region. We are permanently stuck in this geographic space, and we must do all in our power to ensure the success of this region.
You have before you, over the next 2 days, matters which, if we can conclude on, will have a significant impact on the direction of our community.
We must use the deliberations of the conference to speak in strong tones, sending a clear message that we understand and, in fact, recommitting to both opportunity and imperative for change.
After the opening ceremony, guests had a little time to unwind ahead of a packed schedule for the next 2 days. At the break of day, it was time for the business at hand. Breakfast and lunch meetings, plenary and caucus sessions, plus bilateral talks, all of which were results-oriented. Achievements of the 3-day conference include the signing of 3 agreements by CARICOM leaders. Chairman and Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness led the process. He inked agreements on the CARICOM Arrest Warrant Treaty, amendments to the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, and a revision to the establishment of the Caribbean Examination Council, CXC. Additionally, 6 regional countries signed the Protocol on Contingent Rights. The signatories are Jamaica, Barbados, Guyana, St. Lucia, Suriname, and Haiti. This allows for the free movement of spouses and dependents of CARICOM nationals who possess a skilled certificate.
This is a matter that has been long outstanding and is a major step that should encourage greater use of the free movement regime as it ensures greater level of comfort and peace of mind for families.
The agreement will also allow spouses and dependents to access basic social services such as health and education through the free movement regime under the CARICOM Single Market and Economy (CSME).
For this protocol to have been signed today is the most significant event in the history of Caribbean affairs since the single market was signed here in Jamaica and came into effect here in Jamaica in 2006.
Functional cooperation does not in any way take away the competitive edge of one country from another. But what it does, it makes us collectively stronger.
CARICOM leaders also agreed to put legislative framework in place by December 31, 2018 to facilitate all 10 approved categories of skills under the free movement regime. On the matter of refusal of entry, all member states are to have standard procedures in place by August 1, 2018 to treat with CARICOM nationals traveling across the region. The procedures will be applied at the border of each country to guide immigration officials on how to treat persons who are denied entry.
This will safeguard the rights of all community nationals moving across the region.
The CARICOM heads also agreed that a harmonized form will be used by the country's immigration officials when refusing entry. The CSME was a key item on the agenda, and after long and robust discussions, the leaders agreed on measures to fast-track its full implementation. These include a special meeting of CARICOM leaders in Trinidad and Tobago in November 2018. Quarterly meetings will now be held by a Prime Ministerial Subcommittee on the CSME to give urgency to the implementation process. The first is set for September 2018 in Barbados. Also, an investment policy and investment code, incentive regime, integrated capital market, and securities legislation will be facilitated to support a competitive single market.
As leaders, we expect that these matters will be ready for full adoption at the 40th meeting of the conference in July 2019. These mechanisms will enable strong support measures for a successful CSME.
Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, has been appointed to head the implementation process. Ms. Mottley and her counterparts also took on the topical issue of ganja use, agreeing to pursue law reforms proposed by the Regional Marijuana Commission.
We therefore agreed that action is necessary at the national level by the relevant authorities to review the current status of marijuana as a Schedule I drug with a view to reclassification.
Several priorities were also endorsed in the area of non-communicable diseases, which will be advocated during the negotiation of the outcome political document. Consideration is being given to have opposition members on the Observatory Committee of CARICOM.
Usually when different governments, they are changing governments, the opposition at times come to the table not fully seized with where we are at in terms of the regional agenda and acting with an absence of adequate information, which at times bring a lull to the speed and the depth with which we go with the integration process.
CARICOM Chairman Andrew Holness says the regional body is determined to make the mechanisms within CARICOM work.
I am resolved as the chair to ensure that we take action. We must get things done to make a difference.
President of the Republic of Chile, Sebastián Pinera, and President of Cuba, Miguel Díaz-Canel Bermúdez, were special guests of the conference. Appreciation was extended to Cuba for its long-standing diplomatic relations with CARICOM since 1972.
Since then, Cuba has consistently demonstrated an unwavering commitment to the development of a sustained technical and functional cooperation program with CARICOM in several areas, allowing us to forge a dynamic and mutually beneficial bipartisan partnership.
Meanwhile, Chile stands ready to strengthen relations in technical transfer and human resource training. Chile will also share best practices on natural disaster management.
So as part of the cooperation program, we will contribute with some help in terms of financial resources to be able to mitigate or anticipate part of this problem. The contribution can be or will be administered by the Capital Fund of the OES, and it will include a lot of different areas which have been taught during our discussion with the different countries that belongs to the CARICOM.
President Pinera also expressed interest in entering into negotiations on a free trade agreement with the Caribbean community. Following bilateral talks, Jamaica and Chile will benefit from shared expertise in sports in 2019. Both countries signed a declaration of intent, providing for local coaches to travel to Chile to conduct sports clinics in track and field. In return, Chilean coaches will come to Jamaica to conduct training in gymnastics, field hockey, and tennis. Jamaica and Guyana also reactivated their Joint Commission Agreement, established in 1997. The reactivation will see both countries collaborating on trade, investment, and agriculture, among other areas.
These are some of the engagements: food security, energy security, and public security, which we discussed.
The spouses of regional leaders also had busy agendas during the conference. The ladies were hosted by Mrs. Juliet Holness, wife of Prime Minister and Chair of CARICOM, Andrew Holness. And closing off the event was the CARICOM 13th Annual 5K and 10K road race with the option to walk or run. The race was a unified approach to promoting healthy lifestyle practices. At the end, the leaders agree the 39th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community was a success.
What we have done is to effectively set a series of timelines and dates and meetings.
The fact that every Prime Minister was here is recognition that we're committed to this cause. And everybody came here ready to fight to preserve this coalition.
I believe that we have made good progress in our deliberations over the last 2 days. I'm confident that the citizens of the region will be pleased with the outcome of this conference, and we will continue to deliver on our promises to them.
Raise your voices high, sing of your courage.